Forest manager Nuno Espirito Santo, speaking to Talksport, gave his reaction to their completely deserved qualification for the Europa League.
Clearly, the ruling on Monday, you guys benefited being in the Europa League, Crystal Palace staying in the Conference League. Do you have any sympathy for them as their sets of fans, the club at all?
Of course. Look, of course I have. And what my major concern is that please don't change the narrative. We are not to blame of the situation of Palace. And maybe when we go to Europe, people that are going to be in the stands are going to think that we stole something for someone. No, we achieved Europe. And now we are in a different competition. Okay, sympathy for Palace. Amazing what they've been doing, achieving the titles. Great respect for Oliver. I was with him personally. But we are delighted because we are in Europe. It doesn't matter really the competition. So for the growing of the club, only achieving this possibility of being in Europe, I think is a huge step. Huge step.
They're not to blame, but wouldn't it have been, and I'm slightly surprised Marinakis didn't do this, say actually, no.
Oh, yes.
No, we should stay in the Conference League.
Because it's worth so much more, and you can get in the Champions League if you win it.
It's an absolute disgrace.
Oh, of course it
is a disgrace that Palace, that UEFA have made this judgment. It's a disgrace that CAS have made this judgment, especially because Forest benefit.
Don't blame Tony. He does a good job.
He does a good job at the weekends, but he wasn't focused. Especially because Nottingham Forest, just because they filled out the form correctly, this idea that you can put a club in a blind trust, like Marinakis, and I know Forest aren't in the same competition as Olympiacos. I understand that. Multi-club ownership is wrong, I believe, but you can't just say, oh, they're in a blind trust, because football clubs can't be in a blind trust because you can watch them on the telly. That's not an asset you can't find something about because you can see them.
So if PSG, the owners of PSG, wanted to buy Cambridge as another club...
I don't want it. It ruins the dream because one day we could be the biggest club in the world. No, I don't want multi-club ownership at all. I don't want them anywhere near. Certainly not PSG. Not my feelings on nation-state ownership, Andy. I'd have to walk away, for God's sake. So, no, I think it's a disgrace. And, if the football family really... They only care when it's something that doesn't affect them. Everyone's like, oh, the football family. When it affects you, suddenly everybody's complete self-interest at every level of the game. And as the woke lefty snowflake here, I think there should be a more socialist view of the game. Is what I think. Anyway.